Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, to England fans for their loss in the Euros, and congratulations to the to the people of Spain, especially David Raya, the Arsenal goalkeeper. Now, we're going to be talking about Arsenal news today. We're going to be getting into all the latest stuff. We got to talk about Calafiori's deal. Apparently, Arsenal have made another offer, which has been rejected. We're going to get into all of that. Plus, there is a situation where we are looking to change our transfer strategy and the type of players that we're going to be approaching going forward. So we're going to get into that and what Edu had to say about the transfer strategy changing at Arsenal. We've had numerous bids for ESR, which we're also going to have to get into, plus a little bit more in depth on everything else that's going around at Arsenal. So do me a favor, people, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy these type of videos, I'll continue to go with these kind of videos for the remainder of the summer transfer window. As I see that you guys do support the channel by hitting that like button and leaving a comment down below what you think about the video. And of course, let me know where you guys are watching from, because I always love to see those comments telling me where you guys are watching from across the world. Love for the love, people. Let's get this show started the right way. And you know how that is? Bye. Yes, people, what's going on? Seagull Talks Football. I'm back again with another video. Hope you guys are doing well. I see you guys in the comment section, people saying, is this a Arteta out stream? No, we don't do that Arteta in-out stuff over here right now. Let's not talk about that. The manager is staying. He's not going nowhere. He's getting a new deal most likely. So none of this in-out BS. We're going to talk about Calafiori. I don't know why you're talking about Chukwueze. Big up to you, my guy, Troy in the building. Troy, Arsenal, big up to you, Arsenal AFC. We got a Man United in the house, Man United fan in the house saying Man United RAW. Okay, sure. I don't know how much Man United are going to be winning this season, but we'll go with whatever you say there, buddy. But yeah, let's get straight into it. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to Arsenal. There's a lot of updates that we've been getting over the last 12 to 48 hours in regards to everything going on at Arsenal. So I'm just going to tell you guys what I see. There is, of course, a rumor that Joshua Kimmich to Arsenal was floating about. I don't know, nothing new on that yet. But what we're going to begin with is Arsenal's transfer strategy could potentially be changing in the coming weeks. So we'll begin there. This is where they're saying Arsenal's transfer strategy is going to be potentially changing. So before I read what's on the screen, I'm just going to ask you guys to do me a favor. Please do hit the like button on this video. It is absolutely free. It helps out the channel massively. You guys don't understand how much it helps out the channel when you guys hit that like button. So please do hit that like button right now. So yeah, Arsenal are going to be changing their transfer strategy, or what did they say exactly? Arsenal are expecting summer where the profile of the new recruits. Arsenal expect a summer where the profile of the new recruits are more akin to Jorginho and Leandro Trossard, two more experienced additions who arrive at the later stages of their careers than sporting director Edu typically looks to recruit. So this is a recruitment strategy in which where we're going to be getting more experienced players coming in. Arsenal's recruitment strategy. Yeah. So Arsenal's recruitment strategy will be taking a little bit of a shift to more experienced players that can come in and make a big difference right away. Yes, I know we're looking at Calafiori, who's 23, and that would be somebody who's maybe on the younger age, but maybe in the midfield and in the attack, that's what they're going to be going for, as it does seem like the younger players cost a lot of money. So maybe we're going to be getting more Jorginhos and Leandro Trossards, and that might mean we're going to be getting less. What's a young player that we signed? No more Nuno Tavares and no more, what do you call it? Lokongas. So less Lokongas and Nuno Tavares is more Jorginhos and Leandro Trossards. That seems to be the way that we're going to go. That seems like the strategy. I think that's the best way I could explain it. Instead of us going for unknown guys like a Lokonga or Leandro Trossard, Instead of going for an unknown guy like Lokonga, we're gonna go for a guy like what do you call it, Leandro Trossard, or Jorginho. Instead of going for somebody who is relatively young and unknown to play left back, we're gonna go for more players like Tomiyasu. That's just to fill out the rest of the squad. I'm not saying these are players that are going to come in and start right away. This is more to fill out the rest of the squad if we're going to make fringe signings or defensive signings, like a right-sided center back or something like that. That's what it sounds like to me. It does sound like Kimmich. It does sound like a Kimmich, but does Kimmich come into this Arsenal team? Do we get a Kimmich at Arsenal? I don't know. Kimmich to Arsenal has been something that we've been speaking about, but I don't know. Will Z, if Kimmich is that guy? We don't know if Kimmich is that guy. Some people are saying we are basically screwed. No, a lot of teams take this approach. A lot of teams take the approach where they go for the more experienced player. Think about it. Think about it. Think about the players that you're going to be signing that are more experienced. They're gonna have more of an impact right away to help you win major honors. They're gonna have more of an impact right away to essentially help carry your team to a better situation. I think the club need experience, and as long as the players that we bring in have quality and are of an age where they can be beneficial, doesn't matter if they're 29 or 28. You know what I mean? For example, Ian Wright was 28 when he joined Arsenal. If I'm not mistaken, Santi Cazorla was 28 when he joined Arsenal. These players were all quality players. And I think this is where this is linked directly to the next player that we're looking at. And the next player that we're looking at, of course, if you guys don't know his name, he's a Spaniard. He just won the Euros. He's 28 years old. And I think it's kind of lining us up for the potential signing of Mikel Merino. Yes, Mikel Merino does seem like it is 100% an Arsenal target for this upcoming transfer window. We have been linked to him before. Shout out to Saad for the raid. Big up to you, my guy. I see TKA, one of the Saad regulars over there. Big up to you. Big up to all the people coming over from Saad's channel right now. Big up to you guys in the comment section. Do me a favor, please do hit the like button. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed, please do that. And big up Saad. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, Saad's Football Corner, real one right there, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's get straight back into the real business though. What we need to talk about right now is that CBS Sports have sources confirming that Arsenal are real admirers of Real Sociedad's midfielder Mikel Merino. Yes, Arsenal are real admirers of Mikel Merino. He is involved. His involvement in Spain win at Euro 2024 means that has not Christ into defensive contract between the two clubs. Yeah, so because he's been at the Euros, 1 second, let me just get this to read it.
Means that has not crystallized into definitive contact between the two clubs.
Why are they using these kind of language? Long story short, because he's at the Euros, we haven't been able to get a deal done. Why do they have to say it's not crystallized into a definitive contact between the two clubs? Who speaks like that? Who the fuck speaks like that? I'm sorry for swearing. Who speaks like that? Not crystallized. I've never seen somebody say not crystallized. What are we doing here? Well, I get it. It's English, but like, has anybody used the terminology not crystallized when they said, like, you could have just explained it a lot easier. Why do you have to say not crystallized? I swear this is like an essay where you're trying to just put in more words. It don't make sense. Anyways, let's get back to this Mikel Merino news. So the Mikel Merino news is quite interesting. Where is it? I wanted to show you guys something. Mikel Merino did previously play with Martin Odegaard at Real Sociedad. So this is another connection that we have between the player to the club. He is somebody who has the connection and has previously worked with the player. Mikel Merino, of course, if you guys don't know who he is and what he brings to the table, he is a midfielder that can also play as a cam, who can also play as a central midfielder. He's played in many different positions in the midfield throughout his career. He's also even played on the wings at times. So he's played as attacking midfielder, central midfielder, defensive midfielder, but mostly majority of his career, he plays a central midfielder or defensive midfielder. He doesn't really play too many other positions. You don't see him playing on the left. You don't see him playing on the right. You don't see him playing anywhere else, mostly just defensive midfield and center midfield. And 90% of his career, I would say, is in that central midfield position, where he's played over 241 games in that central midfield. Now, sorry, I'm not showing you the right thing. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Just let me see what I'm showing you. Here we go. So yeah, this is his career and where he's played. You can see here he played 241 games there, 70 games there, 9 games there, and he's only played 3 games at center back. So that's where he's played throughout his career. He is, of course, 28 years old, and his birthday was recently, actually June 22nd. So he just turned 28. So he's not going to be turning 29 until next year, obviously. As for the price, 50 million euros. I don't know if it's going to be that much. It's going to be a lot cheaper than that, as his contract runs out in 2025. So because he only has 1 year remaining in his contract, it's going to be a reasonable deal. He does have a couple of trophies under his belt. He has a German Cup. He's won the Nations League. He's won the Spanish Cup. He's won the under 21 Euros, and now he's won the actual Euros. So he does have some decent trophies under his belt. I didn't realize that. Has he ever had a transfer? Let's see. What's his market value? Let's see what his market value is. Market value. Oh shit, yeah, he played for Dortmund. He played for Newcastle. He played for Real Sociedad, and his market value is now at its highest, where it's at 50 million. We're gonna have to see what happens here. Nothing really interesting about that right now, but there are conversations that there's talks happening between the two clubs that haven't actually escalated yet, because the player was at the Euros. We couldn't really get much done, but Arsenal are going to be serious about Mikel Merino. We're going to be serious about trying to get Mikel Merino to Arsenal. There's been reports from the from the Daily Telegraph and the Sunday Telegraph exploring. He's 6'2". He's a presence in the midfield, elite at winning duels. And this is just what some of the people are telling me that I know have been telling me. They're saying they would compare him to a Granit Xhaka type mold, and they would say, if we're looking for somebody in the mold of Granit Xhaka, it would be Mikel Merino. Now, I don't know if Mikel Merino is left-footed. Yes, he is left-footed. So we would be basically trying to get a Spanish left-footed version of Mikel Arteta. Would be basically trying to replace what do you call it? None other than the man himself. And it would benefit our midfield, because look at it this way. I don't view Declan Rice as the ball progressor or the person who is dictating the play or regista or making all the passes. Granit Xhaka was doing that, and Thomas Partey were able to do that. But Declan Rice, what his skill set and his strength is his driving with the ball and his ability to win the ball high up and transition it away. I'm not saying he's not amazing on the ball. That's not his only skill set. Where when him and Jorginho worked together, it worked really well. When you had him and Thomas Partey, it worked really well. So if you bring in Mikel Merino, who's really good on the ball, who can pass the ball around, ping it around, and you have Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard who can do their jobs together, it will bring much more balance to our midfield, and also give us naturally left 8 in that team. So I do see it being a situation where we bring in a more senior player in that. Mikel Merino does seem like he does seem like he's going to be the guy that we might go for. So let me ask you guys in the comment section, would you take Mikel Merino at Arsenal? This is the first question I have to ask you guys before we go any further. Do me a favor, hit that like button right now and let me know, would you take Mikel Merino at Arsenal? So I've broken it down to he's 28 years old, left-footed, Spanish midfielder who'd be coming into the team and we'd be viewed as a left 8 most likely. Or you can look at him as a Granit Xhaka replacement. Somebody who can play in that left 8 position, who's left-footed and has the passing range and has the technical ability to play in our midfield as either a 2, a DM, or in a central midfield partnership with 2 other midfielders and be strictly on that left side. He can be in a 2-man midfield if we're in a 3 in the back, and he's even been able to play across the pitch in other positions in his career, but not as much as some of the other players that we've seen in the past. He's strictly a defensive midfielder and a central midfielder. whichever way you want to do it. You want to do a double pivot, he's your man. You want to play him as a left 8 in a midfield 3, he's your man. You want to play him even as an attacking midfielder. They've done that before. He can pop up with a couple goals, and he's an imposing figure. He's 6'2", and he's a physical beast. So sorry, I don't know if he's a physical beast, but I did see him win a massive header for Spain in the air to get that goal. So I'm gonna ask you guys one more time: is it a yes or is it a no? People saying never. Some people saying yes. Some people saying Lucas Podolski and his kebabs. Yeah, Lucas Podolski is the #1 kebab shop owner in Germany. So he is actually extremely wealthy. He's made way more money after his football career than he's made in his first career. So Mikel Merino will do well like Mikel Arteta's project. Yep. Mikel Arteta is basically going out to get his Granit Xhaka replacement, and Mikel Merino seems to be his Granit Xhaka replacement. Fabian Ruiz is not better than him. Fabian Ruiz played better than him, and Fabian Ruiz is going to be a player who's not going to be sold because he's at PSG, and PSG are looking to keep him. Fabian Ruiz has been the best player in the tournament. I don't think I can disagree with you there. Fabian Ruiz has been amazing, but we know these awards are all PR. We know the awards in the Euros are all PR. They're all PR awards. All of them are PR awards. Everything about the Euros is a PR thing for a lot of these players. So I'm not really going to get too worked up or too upset about that. But yeah. In 7 hours ago, there was a report that Arsenal are plotting a move for the player. So we're just going to have to wait and see where things escalate from now. But at this moment in time, Mikel Merino seems to be the Arsenal midfield target that we're going to be getting. We heard about Onana, we heard about Kimmich, we heard about all these guys, but this seems to be the guy. This seems to be the guy, ladies and gentlemen, Mikel Merino. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section before we go any further. And yeah, hit that like button. We got 120 of you guys in the chat right now. If you guys have missed any of the Mikel Merino conversation, please do recap as we've gone in depth, letting you know who he is, what we think about him, and what Arsenal are planning to do when it comes to Mikel Merino. Now, before we go any further, there is another Spaniard that Arsenal have been linked to. There is another Spaniard that Arsenal have been linked to, and it is none other than one of his countrymen who performed outstandingly well this past tournament, Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo absolutely balled out. We cannot lie to ourselves. Dani Olmo absolutely balled out for them, and he has been one of the shining lights for Spain. Dani Olmo, who is considered, if anyone who plays FM, Dani Olmo is considered one of those wonder kids on FM back in the day, and now he's finally living up to the name that he had in all those things. This is what's been said about him a couple hours ago, though. Let me show you what they're saying about Dani Olmo. So reports came out 5 hours ago, 3 hours ago, that Dani Olmo's agent has reportedly offered him to Arsenal. Agent has reportedly offered Dani Olmo services to Arsenal. He has a 60 million euros release clause, which is 52 million. Now, if we're looking at strengthening our team, why not get him? But the problem we have is too much can never be a problem, I don't think. But do you see Arsenal spending 60 million euros on Dani Olmo? I think he's a quality player, and 60 million euros might be 52 million is a decent fee. I think you could view him as like a Bernardo Silva type player. I'll take him in a heartbeat. I fully agree with Glenn Marsh. But do you see Arsenal spending 52 million on Dani Olmo? It just I don't know. I don't think Arsenal do their recruitment in a way where agent comes to us and says, our player is available. Do you want him? And then we just say, yeah. I don't think it works that way. I think with Kai Havertz there, you know what? He's a massive upgrade on Emil Smith-Rowe. If we move out Emil Smith-Rowe and we bring in Dani Olmo, we're 10 times a better team. Instead of Eze, would you take Dani Olmo? Instead of Eze, would you take it Dani Olmo? Let me know. Because if we're looking to spend the same amount of money on Eze, you guys are right. This guy's better than Eze. This guy's better than Eze. This guy just won his team the friggin' Euros. He was absolutely balling out. Arsenal fans, would you take Dani Olmo at Arsenal? Let me know. Would you spend 52? Who would you rather have, Dani Olmo or Eze? That is the question, I think. Dani Olmo or Eze? That is the question, I think, because I don't doubt you guys would take him. But who would you rather have, Dani Olmo or Eze? Because Eze can play the 10, Eze can play out wide, Dani Olmo can play out wide, Dani Olmo can play in the 10. Similar amount of money. I don't know. Some people saying Eze is better, some people saying Dani Olmo is better. I think that's the poll question of the day. I think that's going to be the poll question of the day. Who would you rather have at Arsenal? Who would you sign for Arsenal? Eze or Dani? It's an interesting question. I think it might be split. Do you think? I think if we did this before the Euros, 100% everyone's saying Eze. But now that we've done it, we're going to be doing this after this Euros. What's the chances more people say they would rather sign Eze? I just think that's going to happen. So I've just put it in the poll. Do me a favor, guys. I've just put the poll question out there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is it going to be Eze or is it going to be Dani Olmo? Which one are you gonna sign? Let me know in the comments right now. As I'm gonna try to get some photos of this. I want to know what people think in the on all socials. Actually, I'm gonna actually tweet this. I'm going to tweet this out also, so just so I can try to get as much information as possible to see what people think about Eze or Dani Olmo. I think if I'm going to be 100% non-biased, I like the Premier League proven player. But I just feel like Dani Olmo is the better player. Eze is Premier League proven, but Dani Olmo, I feel like, is the better player. Am I crazy? Do you guys agree with me? I feel like Dani Olmo is the better player. You can't really argue that. People saying, what's wrong with Martinelli? I'm not signing him to play as a left winger. I'm signing him as squad depth to play as a 10, who can play as a winger, who can play even as a midfielder. You can play him in so many positions. Dani Olmo is just so versatile. He brings so much to the table. If he goes to Man City, he's going to be a problem. He is going to be a problem. So yeah, we need to figure out what we're gonna do. But yeah, that is going to be an interesting. I think that's the most interesting question I can ask you guys right now, because I haven't really had any of these kind of tough questions in a while. So it's nice. It's nice to have these kind of questions. But I'm also gonna do a poll on the channel chat to see what people say. But yeah, I think they're similar players too. People are saying they're not the same player. They're both players who can play as a winger and as a 10, can also drop deeper into the midfield. They both are going to go for a similar price, 52 million to 60 million pounds. And if Arsenal is looking for that profile of player, somebody who can cover Saka, somebody who can cover Odegaard, somebody who can do a lot of different things that we need, somebody who's a little bit more experienced and is not as old as some of the other as young as some of the other signings that we're looking at. Eze is 26, for God's sakes. Dani Olmo's 26. They're both the same age, so age is not a thing either. It's just, what do you guys think? Because I think this is a very, very interesting question to ask. This is a very interesting question to ask, and a lot. I feel like the people in the comment section are very split. Harsh comparing Eze to Iwobi, What? People are comparing Eze to Iwobi. What are we doing? Honestly, what are you guys doing if you're comparing those two? Are you guys? I'm sorry. Are you on crack? What are we doing? How are we comparing those two? Excuse me. Okay, this is getting too far. Anyways, guys, we have 120 of you guys in the chat. We only have 46 likes. Do me a favor, hit that like button right now, and let's continue with this goddamn video as this comparison really got me threw me for a loop. This comparison threw me for a loop, and we need to get back on track because we got a lot of other things to talk about before the video wraps up. So we gotta get back on track. But do me a favor, guys, hit that like button right now. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a single penny, and it goes a long way to help the channel out massively. Now, let's go to the next topic. While we're talking about the Euros, let's quickly talk about the Euros. It's commiserations to the Arsenal players. Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice. It was sad to see them. It was sad to see them lose the Euros. It was sad. It was sad. It was sad to see Bukayo Saka cry. It was sad to see Declan Rice all sad and everything after the game. England losing the Euros. What can you do? Gareth Southgate is an absolute coward. Gareth Southgate is an absolute coward. That man needs to be gone from England, and England are just not going to win anything because they were too cowardice. The way that they played was very simple. They go a goal down, they start to play football, they equalize, and then they stop playing football. It was very simple football for them. Very predictable. England score after they need to score. Once they score, they have no urgency to score again, and it just seems like they play for the penalties. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, leaving so much space on that right-hand flank and on the left-hand flank. And let's be honest, Kyle Walker's finished. Harry Kane is finished. What the hell? I don't want to hear about Phil Foden comparisons to Saka ever again. Phil Foden this tournament has been horrific. Guys like Cole Palmer, put all the respect in the world for Cole Palmer. Man has come off the bench every single game in this Euros, and he's contributed with 3 goal involvements, 2 assists, and a goal. And almost every single time, it was at a crucial moment. You got to give him the utmost respect. Also, before we go to Spain and we speak about Spain, these people who come out after every single Euros loss to start spewing racist stuff, it's disgusting, mate. It's disgusting. It just makes me never want to actually want these guys to win anything, because every time that something happens where England lose, immediately you go on social media and you see a bunch of racist stuff. I don't know if you guys seen it, but there was a photo floating about Bukayo Saka looking like an ape. This is just blatant racism, and it's fucked up. Sorry for swearing, but that is disgusting. Now, talking about Spain quickly. Talk about Spain quickly before we go on to England. Is there anything else that I need to speak about? I spoke about Kane. Yeah, nothing more to be said really about that. But yeah, let's now go to Arsenal's #1 goalkeeper, David Raya. Congratulations to him. Commiserations, of course, to everybody who's English, who's feeling the pain after the loss. But Spain deserved it. Spain was the best team in the tournament. Cucurella, that guy right there, he got bags of criticism before the tournament, and he stuck it on Gary Neville afterwards, giving him an earful. So fully deserves to back his talk with everything. And David Raya, I'm happy for him. He becomes the first goalkeeper to not concede a goal to win the Euros, to play one game and not concede a goal. So there you go. He played one game, clean sheet, won the Euros. Big up to David Raya. Didn't have much of an impact on the final couple games, but he's part of the team, so he gets his medal. Big up to David Raya, and big up to Spain. Best team in the tournament. Lamine Yamal wins Young Player of the Tournament, fully deserved. Rodri won Player of the Tournament. Honestly, I feel like that award is a PR award. I don't know if he even deserves Player of the Tournament. You could have given Player of the Tournament to Lamine Yamal. You could have given it to Dani Olmo. You could have given it to so many players, but they give it to Rodri, and you can't really say anything negative about Rodri. He's just a quality player. even when he came off the pitch, you still knew he had one hell of a tournament. So you can't criticize him too much. Staffy, leave it now. What does Staffy say? It's not coming home. Is it coming home yet? Nah, Staffy, it's not coming home. It's not coming home, mate. England are finished. England are finished. Yeah, cool. Okay. So yeah. Yo, Staffy, I just seen your message. I'll message you in a second. 1 second. Yeah. Let's continue though. Let's continue. Before we go any further, guys, let's now start talking about the bids that were rejected and what was going on. Because now you guys probably want to know about what's going on with these bids. What are these bids that have been rejected and all these other things? What are these bids and everything else that's going on? I'm going to tell you guys about those bids in a second. Because yes, there were some bids that were accepted. Sorry, not accepted. There were some bids that were rejected, and there were some bids that were offered. These bids came in for a certain Emil Smith Rowe. Yes, Emil Smith Rowe we've received some bids over at Emil Smith Rowe, and we've actually rejected those bids. But yeah, let me just show you guys what I'm talking about before we go any further. And yeah, let me just go to it. So this is so yeah, Arsenal have rejected Fulham's bid for ESR, and also have received another bid from Crystal Palace for ESR also. So there's been 2 bids that have come in for ESR that we've been reportedly heard about in the last hour or so. So that's 2 separate bids that have come in, one from Fulham, one from Crystal Palace. Both have been rejected. I don't know the extent of how much money is being offered for Emil Smith Rowe, but I need you guys to tell me right now, how much money do you think we can get? Okay. So yeah, I don't know exactly what the exact price is, but it does seem like a situation where we're going to find out more about it in next coming weeks. But I don't expect Emil Smith Rowe to be sold anytime soon. I think if Emil Smith Rowe is sold, it's going to be closer to the end of the transfer window, and it's going to be closer to the end of the transfer window when teams are actually capable of selling players. Right now, it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating because we hear about all these rumors about sales and everything else, but I don't think it's actually legit. I just question if this is just like a lowball offer, which we knew about weeks ago. Is it the 20 million pound bid that we knew about weeks ago that they're just telling us now it's been rejected? Like, why does it take 3 to 4 weeks to tell us that a bid has been rejected? Did it take them 3 to 4 weeks to figure out that they're going to reject a bid of 20 million pound or something like that? Because I did hear something about a 20 million pound bid. I think anything below 30 for Emil Smith Rowe is slightly underpriced. So I wouldn't expect Arsenal to accept a bid anywhere near the 20 million pound mark for Emil Smith Rowe, unless there were significant add-ons that could make it close to like 40. There's no way we're going to accept a base fee of 20 million pound for Emil Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is still a player who's produced more in one single season than most players do in the Premier League, and we've seen players with a lot less of a rap sheet get decent fees. So there's no way in hell that is happening. Yeah. Egal, you're on it. That's the way. I don't know what you mean by that, but we'll see. I'll give you an update on the Calafiori deal. Yeah, Morata's going to AC Milan. Nothing really new there. Nothing really surprised. People saying 40 million, 50 million, 40 million, 40 million, 30 million, 35 million. Interesting. We will see what happens there. We will see. Because at this moment in time, I would be surprised if we got over 40 million for Emil Smith Rowe. I genuinely would be surprised if we got over that amount. I would love it, but I don't think we're going to get that much money for him. I don't think so. I think it's a situation where it would be nice, but overall, if we do get anything above 35 million for Emil Smith Rowe, I'm taking it. That's a club record, and I think that would be a decent return for the player. If we can get 40 for the player, even better. But anything below 30 would be grossly undervalued, I think. I think the player is just worth more. Before I continue on with this, is Fulham a good fit for him? 100%. Fulham's a good fit for Emil Smith Rowe. He could really do a lot of good things at Fulham. Crystal Palace, I don't see him. Crystal Palace is actually a decent fit also. I just think the team like West Ham wouldn't be a good fit for him. Obviously, I think they were linked to him previously. Brighton, you know, a lot of these teams, I think Emil Smith Rowe could fit in. It's just, will he stay fit? That's the problem. Will he stay fit? Will he stay fit? Yeah, lowest 30 million. Yeah. Do you rate ESR? Speak about him a bit. I thought he's a good player. So the thing about Emil Smith Rowe is he is a good player. He's just injuries has destroyed his transfer value. Injuries have absolutely destroyed his transfer value, and his transfer value has plummeted massively because of injuries. If he wasn't injured, I still believe he would have been on the same trajectory as the Martinellis and the Bukayo Sakas, but they've kind of left him behind, and he no longer fits into our project because we're just going at such a fast pace. If you don't keep up with us, you're going to get left behind, and he's getting left behind at this moment in time. So it's just simply that. It's like having a friend at school that you don't what do you call it, keep up with, and eventually it gets to a situation where they just are in a better situation than you. Sorry, it's not a better situation. It's you're not keeping up with your say you're not keeping up with your grades in school, and next thing you know, you got people around you who have you have people around you who are not necessarily smarter than you, but they're getting better grades than you because they're working harder, or they're actually at least practicing or continuously playing. That's what it seems like. Emil Smith Rowe might not be a much worse player talent-wise than some of these players we have in our team, but he just physically is not available, so he's not going to get better. That's the gist of it. If he was available, it would be a situation where you can't really say anything negative about the guy. But the fact that he's not really available, that's where the issue lied. That's where the issue lied. But yeah, 1 second. 1 second. Let me just message this guy. Okay. Let's continue. Okay. Next. Enough about Emil Smith Rowe. Now we need to talk about a certain player, Calafiori. We need to talk about Calafiori. The reason why we need to talk about Calafiori is because apparently there's a interesting development with the Calafiori situation. Arsenal have made another supposed bid to try to get Calafiori over the line just in the past 48 hours. That's what's being reported right now. So the reports are saying that Calafiori, Arsenal have made an extra move to try to get Calafiori. Arsenal understood to remain in negotiations with Bologna over the deal for Calafiori. Let me just show you guys what I'm looking at before I go to what that said. Yeah, what I said about ESR, that is kind of sad. So yeah, let's go to the Calafiori updates. So before we go any further, this is the last part of the video where we're going to be breaking down some of these things. So we've already spoken about Dani Olmo. We already spoke about, Nico Williams. Before I go to Calafiori, I need to speak about Nico Williams. The reason why I need to speak about Nico Williams is Arsenal were linked to Nico Williams. The Nico Williams deal is done, ladies and gentlemen. Nico Williams is going to be headed to Barcelona. That is pretty much what they're saying right now. They're saying Nico Williams and Yamil Yamal. That's what Barcelona want. Barca want that to be their attack for the foreseeable future. They want those two linking up over there at Barcelona. So Lamine Yamal, you can forget about him joining any other club at this moment in time. It does seem like Barcelona are the main target. Barcelona are the main destination, and everybody's saying that is where he's going to end up. Reports are saying that yes, they know he has a release clause, and Barcelona are confident that they're going to probably get the player lower than the actual valuation for the release clause. Now, 4 hours ago, this was what was being reported about Nico Williams 4 hours ago. Nico Williams to Barcelona is hot. The club will soon work hard with his entourage to reach an agreement on personal terms before consulting Bologna on terms. They insist that the release clause, but Barca need to sell first. So Barcelona need to sell players first, but it is almost as good as known that Nico Williams deal to Barcelona is going to be the main domino that falls for them. It's not done. It's nowhere near close to being done. They still need to agree personal terms with the player, and the player wants around like 300K a week. So we're going to see what he actually gets. But reports are coming out that Nico Williams to Barca is going to happen, and that is going to be most likely something that ends up happening before the end of the window. So you can forget about Nico Williams to Arsenal. You can forget about Nico Williams to anybody else besides Barcelona, pretty much. They want to keep Yamil Yamal and Nico Williams on the same team for the foreseeable future. Yes, and that is probably what they're going to end up getting at Barcelona, as that is a smart thing to do. The two of them have just won the Euros together. The two of them were one of the staples for Spain. You now have two of the best players in Spain on the same team. Yeah, we ain't getting Nico Williams, and I don't think anybody else is either. Remember that. And that's pretty straightforward there. Hey, they can pull another lever. Yeah, that's what they do. Now, finally, the final topic. Why did I go back to the Nico Williams shit? Yeah, forget about Nico Williams. Let's go to this. Finally, Ricardo Calafiori. The Ricardo Calafiori deal has stalled. We already know this. You guys already know this. I've broken this down numerous times, right? I've broken this down numerous times that the Ricardo Calafiori deal has stalled. We know that the deal has stalled. We know what's going on with the deal and why it's stalled. This is the thing, though. There's been some new developments. Now, Arsenal are understood to be remaining in negotiation with Bologna over their deal for Ricardo Calafiori, and it could cost around 45 million. That is understood. We already know that. There's now growing expectation that the deal will get done. We've been hearing this for about a week now. This is not new. But this right here is something else that we haven't heard before. This I have not heard before. I have not heard that we were looking to put Kiwior in a potential swap deal for Calafiori. This is something that is a new development that I have not heard. I've heard Kiwior could be allowed to leave. I've heard Kiwior could be ending up at AC Milan or Inter or other clubs. But Arsenal to offer him in a part swap deal, that's a first. I've not heard that yet. So Calafiori and Kiwior swap deal. So it would be Kiwior on loan plus the cash they would be offering for Calafiori as normal. So we would be not only giving them a player on loan to cover for Calafiori in the short term, we'd also be giving them the cash for the player. So that is what Arsenal have offered, apparently. This is what was reported from this journalist here. I'm not too familiar with this. Yeah, I don't know if I can take this as a reliable source or not, but they're saying Arsenal have offered Jakub Kiwior on loan with an obligation to buy to Bologna in an attempt to break the deadlock in the negotiation for Riccardo Calafiori. However, Bologna have rejected the proposal. Now, if you guys don't know what Bologna want, these guys want an arm and a leg. They want an arm and a leg. What they want is ridiculous. Bologna are waiting for Arsenal to improve their offer for Riccardo Calafiori. Now, they don't just want us to improve the bid. They want us to give them a large percentage of whatever salon that we end up selling the player for in the future. Now, listen to this clearly. They want a sell-on clause that matches what they gave to Basel. They gave Basel a 50% sell-on clause for future sales. So the whole 50 or 45 million or whatever they're getting from Arsenal, half of it is going to Basel. So they feel like idiots doing this. So because they have to give Basel all this money, they are now trying to get more from Arsenal. They are trying to get a higher sell-on clause or something else from Arsenal to try to recoup the difference that they potentially are going to be losing, because they might be selling the player for 50 million, but in their books, they're only going to probably be getting 25. And in this case, because it's 45, they're probably only going to be getting 22.5 or something like that. So it's a sticky situation for Arsenal. The situation for Arsenal is very simple. We want the player. We're offering you the money that you originally wanted. But now it just seems like Bologna are looking back at their businesses that they've done, and they're regretting the 50 million sell-on clause that they have in the deal, and they want a similar sell-on clause from Arsenal. The player is 23 years old, for God's sakes. If we were to sell him 5 years down the line, we could still make a reasonable amount of money off him. And it does seem like they know that, and they don't want to have a situation where Riccardo Calafiori comes to Arsenal, absolutely balls out, goes to Real Madrid for like 80 million, and they don't get a penny from that deal. They want to make sure they get a significant sell-on clause. And this has been reported on numerous occasions. It might not be written directly in this article here, but they do want future sell-ons similar to what Basel have given them. That, in my opinion, is crazy. And I don't think that's going to happen. There's no chance we're going to be giving them a sell-on clause. They're the idiots. Yeah, they were dumb to give 50% clause. Yeah, 100%. What were they thinking? You don't even give 50% clauses in FIFA. Forget in real life. What were they thinking? Some of these people are just ridiculous. Yeah, this is the problem though. When you're dealing with somebody who only looks at it from their perspective and they're not looking at it from the other side of things, it can turn things into a whole vortex. Like, still cover the possibility of signing 45 million after the Euros have ended. What a serious club we are. I don't know why you're upset. Like, guys, calm down. Calm down. We still have a long way to go before the window closes. Like, why is everyone acting like it's the end of the world? Yes, we haven't signed a player. Oh my God, we haven't signed a player. It's the end of the world. Oh my God. No, it's not. Relax. You need to chill. There's been times. There's. Just look at last year. Just look at last year. Last year we had a lot of signings through the door. There was no major tournament in the summer. Everything got sorted. This year we don't really need major surgery. We just need a couple players here and there and try to get rid of some players here and there. You don't need to add 7 players into this team to make us competitive. We're going to be competitive regardless. We just need a couple players to get us over the line. And I'd rather they do the due diligence and get us what is proper than do what they did, like the Mustafi, friggin' Lucas Pereira, that summer where we just went mental. And yeah, I don't think we're going to get a striker. Forget about Victor Osimhen. That's not happening. I really don't believe Victor Osimhen's going to happen. I think that those days are done. Yeah, those days are done. Those days are done. What else is there? Let's just do closing remarks. Any questions before we go? Yeah, I got 10 minutes. Any questions, any conversations that you guys want to discuss, let me know in the comment section as we do the outro, life advice, whatever. Outro. Anything in the chat, let me know. I won't be the first or the last. Yeah, it won't be the first or the last either. Yeah, that's true. It's never the first or the last. You know what it is? I think people have this dopamine hit from instant gratification. And they don't realize that sometimes instant gratification and getting a signing through the line early can then make you miss out on an opportunity for something later down the line. You don't always need to go and just make the first signing that you can get or the first thing that you need to get. Do your due diligence. Make sure you have seen all the possibilities. All cross your T's, dot your I's, and then later on you'll know what go on. It's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Do you think DT we're do you think are we signing any marquee signings? I don't know. At this moment in time, we're not linked to any marquee signing. We're not linked to any marquee signings. I don't think so. Osman, mate, where is your football? Osman, LOL, mate, where is your football manager? Arteta, get him in. Relax. We're not getting Victor Osimhen, bro, and we're not spending the 130 million that they want for him. Also, even if they lower the valuation, 100 million on a striker right now, it might not even be necessary. Ten Hag brings in more Dutch, eh? Yeah, definitely bringing in a lot of Dutch players. Last season, Donkey Kai Havertz. This season, we'll see. We'll see. Kai Havertz is also called a donkey because the guy has an infatuation for donkeys. Like he literally has a relationship with donkeys. You know that, right? The man literally has he has a relationship with donkeys. He has pet donkeys. That's like his thing. But yeah, let's talk about this quickly. Eddie Nketiah is back in Arsenal training. We need to see him sold. Ben White is back. Timber's back. It's nice to see him back. Hopefully he can stay fit. We also got Tommy Asu and Martin Odegaard back. Martin Odegaard's got a little bit of goatee. Thomas Partey, big development on Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is most likely going to be staying for his last year of his contract. And I don't see us renewing his contract, but I do think he's going to be staying for his last year of his contract to see if he can stay fit and available for this season at least. And if he can't, he's going to be leaving on a free. And if he can stay fit, maybe we give him a 1-year extension or something to try to get some money off him. But Thomas Partey will most likely be staying for another season, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reality at this point. He will not be going anywhere. Nobody wants him. Yeah, we already got rid of Nuno Tavares. We spoke about that. No, I'm not trying to get in trouble. Lokonga's gone also. Lokonga's gone. What else is there? Yeah, we already spoke about Emil Smith Rowe. Big up David Raya for his award. Declan Rice. What else is that? The Million Mound thing, just chilling. Yeah, no. You know what? I'm kind of sad for Saka, man. I thought it was his time, man. These players need to come back, and hopefully Arsenal can win them some trophies. Yeah, he loves donkeys. Do you think Kai Havertz will score more this season after scoring his most last season? More games, Anthony. Anthony, by the way, big up to you, Anthony. I recognize you from Sunny TV days. Big up to you. Long time, man. Hope you're doing well. Really do appreciate all the support and you being a long-time subscriber to the channel. Big up to you. I do think Kai Havertz will score goals, and I do think he will break his scoring record that he did last season. Because if you remember, he had a rough start to the season last year. If he's there from the beginning of the season, playing as the number 9 for the remainder of the season, I think he'll do really well. And I wouldn't be surprised if he breaks his goal tally again this season. Kai Havertz should be named one donkey, Harry, Maguire, and Kane. Yeah, no, they were both shit. Maguire didn't even come to the tournament. They probably missed him, but he was injured. Nothing has changed. In fact, others have gotten stronger. We stood still. Who's gotten stronger? Are you saying Manchester United and Chelsea have gotten stronger? Hope Arsenal get relegated next season. Good stream, Iga. Who do you support? Explain that to me. Who do you support? Because For you to say, hope we get relegated. That's funny still. What do we got here? We will sort of win second or third in a row. Feel like relegation. What are you talking about? Oh, he's a Chelsea fan. There you go. Anyways, guys, I've been waffling for way too long. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I felt like I brought some value to the conversation and everything was good. Advice of the day would be this. If you guys want to have the best burgers, just go buy some ground beef, put some salt, pepper, and garlic on that burger. Get some butter, put the butter on the pan, grill both sides, get some cheese, put it on top, and homemade burgers are 10 times better than anything you can buy from Five Guys or anything like that. But yeah, I'm out of here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys in the next video. And you already know what it is. Peace. Love for the love, people. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Don't know.